I'm sure you've heard the phrase, elections have consequences. Well, the Biden administration has now gone to what our next guest claims are absurd lengths to erase the legacy of former President Donald Trump, setting a dangerous precedent specifically for presidential pardons as the administration tries to nullify the Trump pardon of Philippus Formis, a nursing home owner who faced a 20-year prison sentence for a $1.3 billion Medicare fraud. Joining us now for more is the former acting U.S. Attorney General Matthew Whitaker. Matt, good morning. Great to have you on.
Hey, good morning, Rob. Good to speak with you and Allison.
We see presidential pardons happen typically at the end of a president's time in office, whether it be 4 years or 8. They're very common. It's one of the best things that presidents can do. Take us through what's going on here.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not only this case. This administration appears to not really be grounded by the Constitution. The president's ability to pardon folks is absolute under the Constitution. In this case, President Trump, issued a pardon, commuted Mr. Formis's sentence, and now this administration wants to go back and re-prosecute the same case and put him back in jail if they can. And it's an outrageous abuse of power. General Ashcroft, General Mukasey, and General Meese all agree that this is one of the worst examples of an administration and a Department of Justice gone berserk, quite frankly. I think they have way gone beyond what their role is in this. And once a president has pardoned somebody for certain types of behavior, right, that's usually what it should end.
Yeah. Has this ever happened before?
I can't find an example where an administration has gone back and prosecuted someone for the same crime. This is an extraordinary case. Obviously, it is personal for the prosecutors, which it should never be. These people said that this pardon was like a kick in the teeth for the prosecutors down in Florida. And I think it is an example of where a power, when it is abused, turns very, very dark very quickly.
Well, it sets a dangerous precedent for future U.S. presidents. Imagine if Carter tried to litigate Watergate after Ford had pardoned Nixon famously. Might have cost him the election in '76, by the way. Okay, so people at home aren't going to know the details of Philippus Formis, but why is the administration so hot for this guy? Why him?
Well, again, it became personal. This case, the Department of Justice had been in trouble for grabbing 70 boxes of documents that they shouldn't have. The magistrate judge in this case really went after them for that behavior. It's outrageous behavior in the first place to take attorney-client privilege documents and use them in a case. And so it has been, like I said, personal for this prosecution team and this U.S. Attorney's Office. And it appears that the Biden administration has adopted that same attitude because it's a Trump pardon. Yeah. And, they're looking for any way to undo it.
Okay. Just from your legal perspective as former Attorney General, is the Biden administration successful?
It's hard to say. This is going to be a very compelling case, and this is why we have citizen juries. And we'll have to see, Rob, as to whether or not they decide to take this to the goal line, or if they realize that President Trump made a decision within his constitutional power and want to leave this case alone.
Okay, President Biden yesterday shocking the world with a surprise visit to the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. He met with President Zelensky there. People have accused President Biden of being America last after Donald Trump was famously America first. Your reaction to the president's visit yesterday, was that a good move?
There's so many challenges we face here in our home country. But at the same time, Biden should have gone there well before the one-year anniversary of the Russian invasion. This is something that I think he is searching for a way and a tone to make this war compelling and interesting to the American people. But at the same time, Europe needs to step up, and he needs to help Europe understand that this is very much in their interest to join us in contributing to this. And I think the American people are going to have to continue to be explained how this is in our national interest to be involved in this war and not have it escalate to our actual involvement.
That's a great point. A week after Balloon Gate, 2 weeks after Document Gate, this is probably a good way for Joe Biden to change the narrative here at home, even though he had to travel 8,000 miles to do it. Matthew Whitaker, great to see you. We appreciate you being back with us. We'll keep on that story. Thank you.
Have a great day, Rob. Thank you.
You too.